Hi everyone, let us see something about OSI reference model. Although when speaking of internet, everyone talks about TCP/IP protocol suite. This suite is not the only suite of protocols defined. So a protocol model is generally the closest to match of the structure of the protocol suite. So it provides guidance. So this a network diagram which depicts the actual devices in their relationships. Whereas a reference model provides a common reference for maintaining consistency within all types of network protocols and services. So we saw about TCP/IP model, whereas now we are going to see about OSI reference model. So this is not an actual network, but it's going to provide us the consistency with all protocols. Established in 1947, the International Standards Organization, a multinational body dedicated to worldwide agreement on international standards. Three-fourths of the countries in the world are represented in the ISO. The ISO standard that covers all the aspects of network communication is called OSI, Open System Interconnection, and it was first introduced in the late 1970s. So we should remember that ISO is the organization, whereas OSI is the model. So the open system is a set of protocols that allow any two different systems to communicate regardless of their underlying architecture. So the purpose of OSI model is to show how to facilitate communication between different systems without requiring changes to the logics of the underlying hardware and software. So OSI model is not a single protocol, it is a model for understanding and designing a network architecture that is flexible, robust and interoperable. So OSI model was intended to be the basis for the creation of protocols in the OSI stack. So OSI model is a layered framework for the design of network systems that allow communication between all types of computer systems. It consists of 7 separate but related layers, each of which defines a part of the process of. The 7 layers of OSI reference model are as follows: application layer, presentation layer, session layer, transport layer, network, data link and the physical layer. And when you compare its works, so the application layer allows the access to the network resources. Various applications which are available are handled by the application layer. Whereas the presentation layer uh, translates, encrypts and compresses the data depending upon the customer's requirement. Whereas the session layer establishes, manages and terminates the sessions as performed in TCP/IP. And transport layer provides reliable process to process message delivery and error recovery also, additionally along with whatever was performed in TCP/IP protocol model. And in case of network layer, it moves the packet from source to destination to provide internetworking among various networks. And data link layer uh, and physical layer, which are the hardware layers, are helpful for the transmission of data from the network to another network. So here data link layer organizes bits into frames and to provide hop to hop delivery. It also takes care of error correction. And physical layer helps to transmit bits over a medium to provide mechanical and electrical specifications of the underlying medium. This being the summary of layers, let us see the functions of each layer. The interaction between the layers of OSI reference model is much more similar to TCP/IP protocol suite. So we have device A and device B. Device A and B are connected through same network or different networks. So we have the intermediate nodes which are considered to be routers or any other internetworking devices. Considering this network, we have all these layers being incorporated in device A, the source, as well as in the destination, whereas the intermediate nodes will have only the bottom three layers. So the bottommost layers are hardware layers and the uppermost layers are mostly software layers. And this transport layer can be hardware or software layer. Network layer can also be hardware or software layer, but generally it is hardware layer, that is the router acts as the networking device, internetworking device. And here the upper layers, application, presentation, session and transport layers act upon as peer-to-peer, that is end-to-end communication, whereas network, data link and physical layers act hop to hop. So this is how we have the interactions, and we have interfaces between each layers, and each bottom layer serves for the upper layers. So application layer gets its services from the bottom layers, whereas session layer gets its services from the lower layers, and